camera is being controlled by the robot, by Colin using the robot.
You want to control it?
Okay.
All right, we have Margie over here. She's working with this, she's controlling a robot inside of a simulation. But what's cool is as she's controlling inside the simulation, she's also, when holding this, Margie, just hold this button.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop my phone, right?
No, so now you can just hold it around.
Oh, cool.
Whoa, and it's controlling literally the same thing that's going on right there.
Bring it
And
towards
so we
me.
can come in. Okay. Shut it big.
That's so cool.
So the reason why it can be used in both applications is what this effectively is, the Inverse, and kind of the Minverse, the whole platform, is this is a computer mouse, okay? And so in the same way, if you kind of look at the screen, I'm using a traditional computer mouse. I'm controlling the cursor. It's moving around in X and Y on the screen, okay? As soon as I go ahead and if I wanted to move in the third axis, which is 3D, this doesn't really cut it. So a 2D computer mouse doesn't really cut it. But when we use our 3D computer mouse, we have the ability to really, let's go through a different room, we'll drop some objects. Now I have the ability to use my hand and I can move in X, Y, and Z. And so not only that, now I can also have with things like rotations of the thing. And so at the end of the day, what this really is emulating is just it's a human machine kind of interaction. That's what they call it, HMI. And so they use this in traditional interactions, and we're using this in all the new interactions about robotics and 3D software and gaming and design and these things that are emerging today. And so what we did is, in order to kind of bridge the two, the kind of expensive version that we use for controlling robots and a computer mouse, is we came up with our Minverse, which I'll put it right here. Looks very similar, it's very portable. And what you can just do is you can just open it up, you can put it down on the table now, and then what's really cool is you can use it like a typical computer mouse. I can take an attachment, I can use this. It's the same thing as a 2D mouse, but when I lift it up, now I'm interacting, moving around, it becomes a 3D mouse. And so it allows you to bridge that traditional 2D world and the 3D world. And we're putting it at trying to make it very accessible and kind of form factor that makes it very appealing to people who are working in gaming or cinematography, videography, 3D modeling, design, those type of applications. All right, so peace.
The robot is holding the camera.
There we go. Don't you need this as an influencer just to be able to like kind of put that there and get like nice pan shots?
Maybe that should be like your next product.
Yeah.
Right? For influencers.
We can, nice. Pan around. Whoa.
That looks so cool. Yeah. Colin, tell me what this thing is right now.
All right, so now this is our highest end version of our device. You see it's got the fancy arms on it and the screen. And the idea is that this device, we have sensors that we designed, Haply, that are about 1,000 times more precise than any of the other available sensors that exist today. And the idea is you can take this, and what we're gonna see John do is go ahead and launch within our kind of software hub. You can have the ability to go here, interact and feel what's on the screen. If you click display all those little nodes, if you look at what he's doing on the screen, it's the exact same thing that we just experienced with the robot, where we're controlling the tip of the robot in the physical world. Now we're controlling this cursor, which is this 3D cursor in the virtual world. And so I'm able to feel based on like game engine physics and different kind of modeling softwares. I'm actually able to bring the physical world back from like the digital world into the physical world.
I could feel the texture of this ball here. It's really interesting. It's I could feel it vibrating.
It's like cutting through wood.
Yeah. And then this one's a magnet.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I could feel that it's attracting it. I could feel that. And this one here, I could feel that I'm going through that ball. It's really cool. And the viscose, yeah, I could feel this one.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like,
You want to
yeah, it's like soft.
Yeah.
So let's continue on our trip.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Cheers. We do a lot of cool stuff too, as well, with like flying drones, controlling all different types of machines. You know how you were just flying around inside of that 3D world, and you were driving the ball around, you clicked it and you were doing it? You do the same thing but with physical machines. So I can control these type of drones, do very acrobatic things, and it's incredibly natural. It's as simple as just, I want to turn left, I turn left. I want to turn right, I just move my hand. And so flying a drone it's as simple as though you were just kind of controlling it using your hand. And so that's really, really interesting. This will be something fun for Margie, because I want to show you first what you're looking at, like this microscope, and Paolo is basically going ahead and doing things like manipulating and moving this with the Minverse. And now I want you to see the size of the components that he's playing with.
Okay, I see that tiny grain.
You see that little tiny grain? That's a resistor. That's what exists on a circuit board. And so a lot of times when they need to make repairs and adjustments on circuit boards to do really, really fine micro adjustments or handle things like optics and things like this, look how big that looks on the screen. And so this is where Paolo is able to basically go ahead and manipulate these type of things inside of this environment. And we can do very, very precise manipulation
and what
at
he's
scales.
How is he controlling this thing?
So he's basically using one of our controllers for a robotic controller, plus the robot that we see over there. And it's really the level of precision that he can get down to this is, we're controlling sub-millimeter parts that are really allowing good
So this is
control of
being
these things.
used right now at in medicine, right? Like surgery.
Yeah, so this type of devices are used very heavily in surgery, but we're applying them in non-surgical ways. So the largest robotics company in the world today is Intuitive Surgical. So it's a surgical robotics company, and it's about $200 billion market cap. And what we're trying to do is take the same, it's literally the whole company is named after how intuitive the interface is for the surgeons who sit down and they use their hands. They don't know anything about robots, but they're able to get these robots, they're able to control machines, control robots that are inside patients to do incredibly precise things like suture and cut through tissue and cauterize and sew and do all these really complicated motions. And so what we said is, okay, we want to take the same core technology, but now that robotics is arising in a lot of new applications and use cases, and is very important for countries that have declining populations and things like this. I think like the birth rates in a lot of Asia are very, very low, like China, Korea, Japan, like very, very low birth rates. So they're looking at ways to automate a lot of the manufacturing and abilities that they've had over the last, really perfected a lot of these manufacturing capabilities. Like Japan has some of the best manufacturing with cars and robots and things like this. And so this area has emerged now where we're starting to use our ability to control these machines, whether it's at these little micro scales like you saw, controlling machines like we were just working with here to do things like folding laundry or cooking or working in factories and these type of tasks. We're trying to collect more and more data in the very same way that they use like ChatGPT today trains off of text. We're trying to start to collect motion data in really complicated ways that then you can use to train machines how to just operate in the real world. And so these are some of these interfaces that allow for hyper dexterity in ways that no other machine allows for.
So this thing here is working with this computer, and what is this thing?
This is a microscope, 3D microscope. You can put your head in there if you want.
Okay, I could see that.
So now that's a 3D representation of the microscope.
Of that there.
Exactly. So the user uses this device while they're looking at this microscope, 3D microscope.
I see.
They're able to do really precise
Wow.
work.
And you have customers right now using these devices, right? These robots.
Yeah. So inside here we have manufacturing. So people from our team are doing different assembly. You'll see the rest of the building, I guess, is all dedicated to a lot of the manufacturing that we do across the 3 devices we showed you.
Yeah. Okay. Germs. That is it's really really cool, but it's also scary. I feel like a lot of people right now, like they're scared of this disruption that is happening right now. We're seeing it with AI, right? So do you think we should be concerned, like our generation?
I think we will have a societal benefit in the end, but I do think like there will be a period where we're going to have to obviously come up with social policies and plans to try and support like the shift. I think that there's great benefits that can be had. I think you see concepts of aging populations and shrinking populations and population declines, and I think it's very important that when we start producing some of these technologies to take care of elderly, to assist in the taking care of elderly, like hopefully new jobs and things will arise that are more human-centric rather than just like maybe labor exploitative.
Yeah.